Hi, this is Debbie Ritz, and I am the Senior RLI Customer Service representative here at the Independent Agents. Today we are going to go into the RLI system so that you can maneuver around the personal umbrella portion of your policies to enter your applications, check policy status, and retrieve your forms for your accounts. So the first thing we're going to do today is open up our web browser and log on to the RLI website. So you're going to come into www.rlicorp.com. And if this is your first time logging in, we're going to come down to the producer login. Click on any link that you would like to because it's going to get you to the same area. And then this page you can save as your favorites. Once you have registered, you will be signing in with your email address and password that you have chosen in the system. And this is the page that we like to call here at IABNY, the RLI community page, and this is where you're going to get started for policy information, applications, and checking status. So we're going to start by entering a new quote, and you're going to click on Get a New PUP Quote Application, and we're going to go through the steps of entering the application into the system, which is the same as you would if you were going to handwrite an application out, except for you're going to put the information on the website and save the information there. So you're going to start by entering your zip code, using a current effective date, and then you would click on the Continue button, and then you will put in our producer number and then your agent number, and then you're ready to enter your client's information. So you will put in your insured's name, address, if you'd like to, you can put in a phone number for them. And if you have an email address, you can enter their email address into the system, and this will be beneficial for your insureds. They have access to a computer, and we'll go through that in a little bit once we go through the application. So all the questions that are on the application are now on the system. This question that says, do any vehicles in the household have underlying limits lower than 250-500 should only be answered yes when they have 100-300 automobile limits. We will now go through the rating questions and the underlying questions. And then it's going to ask you to select a signature type. Here, the best option is one of two. You can either do application contains original signature. If you're going to complete the application for the insured, have them sign the application and submit to our office with full premium. Or, since you've entered an email address, if they have one and they have access to the computer, you can do a secure email and pay by a credit card all online in the same transaction. And then you would just click your rate button, and it takes you to driver's information, so the application will be completely filled in for you when you print it off or submit it online. Please note that on the driver's information that you will need to make sure that the violations, if there was any, indicated on question number 8, at-fault accidents on question number 9, or if there's a DWI in the household, must be answered on this page. Then you will save the member information, which is also known as your driver's information. Once that's saved to the system, and if you need to add another person onto the policy as a member of the household or a driver in the household, you can click on the Add Member selection, or if you're done, click on the Done button. If you go to the bottom of the screen, it will now give you your premium amounts. It will also indicate if your risk is ineligible. It should indicate to you that the reason it's ineligible. You can then choose the limit that you're insured and you have discussed, and then click the Rate button again. And then you may either select Print the application, print a quote letter to your insured, save and close, you can always go back into it after that, or Submit and bind. If you're going to print the application and mail it in with full premium, Submit and bind is just going to give you the option to save the information. If they're paying with credit card online, the information after clicking Submitting and binding the application will generate an email to your insured with a link for them to go on and complete the electronic signature and credit card payment. That is the completion of entering a new business application into the system. Our next step that we're going to do is show you how to retrieve your policy status for current umbrella policies. So you can do a couple different ways of searching this information in the system. If you have the policy number, you can either enter that in to the system in the policy number area with or without the PUP. If you would like to search by last name, you would enter that on the right hand side, and then you may click Search or Policy Inquiry. If you need to pull up a quote in the system that has not been bound yet, you are also able to put in the quote ID and click Search. But we're going to today go into a policy just to review some system information. And the policy number I've chosen is not coming up, so this is what your individual insured's policy screen looks like in the RLI system. As you can see, this was a new business that was bound for an effective date of 6/30, for example. The process date is also the sent date on the new business submission, which was received here for a 7/16 process release date. If you would like to check the members of the household and the driver's information, you would just click on the members of the household information, and that will give you the driver's detail. Or just if there's a non-driver in the household, it should provide you with the name and their date of birth. If you're looking at a renewal policy that is in a billing status and you would like to know if payment has arrived but may not have posted in the system, you would just click on the Payment/Claims area. The other link we can go into is the policy forms itself from your individual screen. This provides you with any correspondence that has been released from RLI that you would be able to obtain for your office records or to release to your insureds. On this particular policy, the new business application form was generated in the system, and the little piece of paper, we call it a teeny weeny piece of paper, is your actual PDF file. Once you click on the policy form and process it in your office or release it to your insured, you can advise the system if you printed it off or emailed it to your insured by checking the down arrow on the right-hand side. Once you change the status information in order to save it into the system, you can check off the box on the left-hand side and click on Update Status. In case somebody else in your office needed to go into this account and see if the policy forms were processed from your office, this would advise them that you had been into the system and sent the email to the insured or mailed the copy to the insured if necessary. We are now going to go back to what we call here RLI team at IABNY, the community page. So if you're just logging into the system to retrieve your policy information, you would go to the community page and click on the policy-lookup area. This gets you back into the same area we were just in to retrieve any renewal information. We will click on an actual renewal policy and review that information. So I clicked down here in the what we call recent transaction area, highlighted the insured that I wanted since I did not have the policy number, and now I'm clicking on the policy inquiry button. If you would like to check on your insured's responses to their renewal questionnaire, or maybe why they are being non-renewed, you would come over to the left-hand side and click on the plus button, and that expands the information and provides the questionnaire responses that your insured provided for that policy term. Any of the history for your insured is all right here at your fingertips, and you can check on any policy terms information to view the history to see maybe if they went from preferred to standard, what changed from last year's questionnaire to this year's questionnaire to put them into the new rating tier. That covers the policy status information. The last spot we would like to go to today is on the quote-policy lookup area. This is all your policy information. You can retrieve any forms here for your office by a certain date by entering a process date that you would like to search to see if anything was generated for your office, if you would like to check these on a daily basis or a weekly basis, depending on your procedures in your office. So you would just, again, enter the policy process date, click on the search, and that advises you if there was any cancellations for your office, any policy forms for your office, any non-renewals for your office, and also you can retrieve questionnaires from the system as well as your insured's bills in the system that normally are not sent to your office. You can also search by the form type in the system, or if you would like to check an individual insured's policy forms for a particular date, you would enter the policy number, the date you're looking for, something that was released from RLI, and click on your search button. There is a report button on our community page. However, we have discovered that RLI is working on getting those populated for the agents in the system, and there's only a couple right now that you're able to receive. So they are working on that, and when it's fully fixed, we will announce that to you so you may go in and use it to its full potential. This will conclude the overview of the RLI personal umbrella system for you to retrieve your policy forms and status. We would like to thank you for accessing the RLI personal umbrella website and hope that you will find that it is user-friendly like we do. And if you should have any questions on retrieving anything, reading the screenshots in the system, or have any coverage changes, please be sure to contact our office here and speak with one of the RLI customer service team member. Please note that anything in the system that you may have an issue with, you should still contact our office to see if we're able to resolve that first before going to RLI. Thank you.